My name is Mark Followill. You're listening to another dumb podcast. These guys are freaking morons.
Another dumb podcast. No, I like it. It's really dumb.
It's called Another Dumb Podcast.
That makes sense. So you could have just said, I'm doing another dumb podcast.
Yeah.
Again, basketball dumb guy over here. Sorry.
On the dumb podcast.
Okay. This is brought to you by Amazon. Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Making sure I didn't freeze up. Okay. I'm glad we both wore our, I know for the audio listeners who can't see this, but me and Jacob both have, unironically, white shirts that say freedom on the front. It's crazy that happened.
You like my background?
Yeah, that's great. So, well.
Wait, you're recording already?
Yeah,
already?
The recording's on right now.
Well, we're off to a rip-roaring start here.
What can I say? High energy. We're gonna have to get back into it. I don't know exactly how to podcast anymore. Or part-time podcasters over here.
Hope you feel blessed because, man, I've been working like 10, 11-hour days this week. I can't stand budget season, but it's kind of like 80% of my whole job is these 2 months out of the year.
I'm so blessed that I'm not stressed right now. Only because I worked over the summer on a very large project.
Yeah, but you don't have Kimmel to worry about anymore.
I mean,
finally took care of that pain.
I just got no stress. I mean, other than brothers trying to kill me, it's all good. I'll be good. Yeah. So I don't know. I just had the inkling to like, hey, let's record something. If it, I hope the damn thing works this time. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Do you see a red light?
Yes, there was a red light last time. So me and Jacob recorded a podcast at in Oklahoma City together while we were at the Cross Canyon Radweed concert. So I'm sorry y'all didn't get that full review. But
man, that was good audio, man.
That was great audio. You still want me to post the maybe I'll put it at the end of you rapping if I still have it. I have to go find it actually.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
So tell me something about this that hasn't already been said.
There is nothing really. I mean, the only thing that I have to really say is I think Dan put it on me today that we were speaking of Kimmel, that I had at one point basically picked a side of some sort, and that these guys are my dudes, which I'm like the worst loyal side guy. Like they could breathe wrong right now, and I could leave them in the wind at any moment. So just so you know that I'm not a very good right winger or Republican. But I've seen something that I've not really seen in a while since Charlie Kirk was assassinated, was people who I had no idea were actually like political in any way going, well, that sucks, like a lot. And then people I didn't know who were political going, well, don't care, and that's not my problem. And it was it's kind of one of the weirdest few days I can remember in a long time.
It really is.
I think it was one of the weirder times I can remember, just because it wasn't like a 9/11. It wasn't a Boston bomber kind of thing. Like I was thinking of moments that I can really, really remember in recent memory. But this
George
one
Floyd.
And George Floyd. Yeah, I remember that one. It's just, I would say, I mean, I'm not going to speak for you, but
does it feel like JFK or MLK? Like, I wasn't around for either of those.
I don't
but-
remember how I felt during that time, but no,
Right,
I just
but-
yeah, I don't know. I don't know how this is.
Well, what else can you compare it to? I mean, there's no real singular event involving a singular person.
Besides the former Japanese prime minister getting shot, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like these things don't pop up a lot. I can't remember a political figure like this getting popped like this. Am I missing one?
No,
Yeah. So
no, I mean, no.
yeah, so yeah, when stuff like this happens,
Well, I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why the answer is no, because when it's happened like overseas, I think like who was it, the Ukrainian politician a few years ago who came out of they were like in hiding
Yeah.
for like 20 years and then like one day after coming out of hiding, boom, gone.
I don't remember
And
that.
I'm like, wow, what how crazy must it be to live in a country like that where, you know, someone just gets shot,
Yeah.
like someone so high profile. I'm like, man, I couldn't imagine that happening here because it in my lifetime hasn't.
Yeah, everybody's been like super pissed off about things or whatever, but someone would be like, "Well, I just not like I want to kill anybody over it." But now,
Right.
now the temperature feels hot enough to where it's like, I think this could legitimately happen. And it's not a hey, are you doing this event? I would probably not do it in open air. I wouldn't do that. I would have high
And
security.
I think I feel like it's reached the magnitude it has because he wasn't just, you know, someone in an office making decisions. You know, he really had no direct control over anything.
No, yeah.
But the symbolism of, I think that is what resonated with so many people and why this became such a big deal. Either you see that as the enemy, the thing we're trying to destroy, or you see it as, man, that's the kind of man I want to be. That's the family I want. His vision of America is exactly what I want. And just the symbolism of him being shot in cold blood, I think is what really sparked so much emotion out of people, right?
Yeah, I would say, and I'd say any way of like, and I sent you a video and today, and you looked at it and said 58 minutes. No, I'm not watching that. But the main theme through it all is this is you. This is something that could potentially become of you. Now I'm not saying, I mean, the thing is if it's kind of opening the floodgates of like, hey, you know what? I know someone who thinks like this. They're like my brother or my uncle or whatever. Actually, I know someone who thinks way more hardcore than this guy. So,
Or I'll tell you this.
yeah.
In my sphere, which consists of my significant other, it's been a week of, wow, look how he treated his wife. Wow, look at, interesting.
You get a lot of like, oh, okay, well, he was a lot better than you.
Yeah. So yeah, he was an idea. You know, he was a man, right?
Yeah.
Who actually lived out, but he represented ideas. And like I said, I mean, that sparked one of two emotions. That is, I want to kill that idea and I'm glad to see him dead. Or, you know, like you were saying, that is what I want to be. That's how I see myself or I strive to be. And it's basically like, well, you might as well have shot me.
Yeah, I think that is, and that's the whole point of, I think, a lot of people who, I mean, I'm like, who are we doing this podcast for today? And it's probably not a lot of the people that I would actually kind of like would like to say this, is be like, hey, I know you really didn't like this dude. You really didn't. Okay. I understand that, you know, for all the attacking of it, whole thing, but There are a lot of
I would
people.
love to. It's probably not within the scope of this segment, but I would love to really dive into why people don't like him.
Okay. But yes, and we can. And the whole point of it is just kind of, okay, I know you didn't like this dude, but there was a lot of people who either really, really like this guy. I mean, he's going to have a funeral at the fucking Arizona Cardinals stadium. You know?
Yeah, and it's going to be packed.
And it's going to be a fucking huge thing. So it's not just like, you know, I couldn't even fill like one of those, you know, suites or anything if I'm going to have a funeral. So I'm just,
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I know, you know, a lot of this whole week, I've really, really tried, and I've not had any true arguments, and I've heard of some arguments, not from, me having an argument, but I've heard family members having arguments with other people that I work with or whatever. Because of people just going, I don't even know why people even like this dude. You know, I don't know why is everybody upset about this? And I go, man,
I don't fully reject that stance because there's
I
been times
don't
in my life
either.
where, like
Jacob does this,
like,
by the way,
I
all the
remember-
time.
I remember like Whitney Houston dying, and I was like, "The hell? What did people like? How many people I know that knew her? Seems like everybody I know knew her."
Yeah. Yeah, Charlie Kirk was basically the Whitney Houston of the right, okay? That's basically.
Well, I don't know about that, but
I'm just joking.
I'm just saying, like, I've always had the stance of, well, I didn't know them personally.
So in a way, you can be sympathetic to someone who is just like, I don't even know what the hell is their problem. I don't know why I just did that voice, but I don't really understand why anybody would like this person, whatever, because somebody would go, oh yeah, this person died. This is all the shit that they said. And I'm like, oh my God. Well, if you ever got me in out of context comments with hours of audio and everything, please, whenever I die, please post all the
that right there, man.
please post all the audio clips of me saying bad shit on here when I die. So
I've yet to hear one person say, this is why I don't like Charlie Kirk. And it's like a fully contextualized, full scope of something he's trying to say or something he's done.
The only one that I've heard, again, that is just absolute asinine is Barack Obama, which was just, honestly, just what an absolute fuck all. I fucking hate that guy. And I'm not in a way of I want him to die. Let me just preface every bit about that. Because I also had this, I was going to tell you, I was like, I had the thing about Hillary Clinton, or I even said Barack Obama. Like, I hate Barack Obama. I think he sucked. I think he sucked as a president. I think he sucks even worse as a non-president. And if he just got like, hello, I'm out somewhere, and he just got his fucking head blown off on the internet, I think you and me would be texting on the thread going, dude, was that fucked up or what? Like, that's
I went through this mental exercise earlier today after I got home from work. I was walking the dogs and I was thinking about this. I'm like, all right, let me just try to put myself in the shoes of these people who are celebrating, okay? I saw every angle of the Charlie Kirk thing once. I couldn't bring myself to watch it again because once is enough. It's forever going to be engraved in my memory, right? So I went through the mental exercise of replacing Charlie Kirk's body with Hillary Clinton and just kind of going through that and how would I react? And I can't imagine it would be too terribly different. I would be shocked. I'd be saying, that is just horrific, man. That's awful.
I'm talking about just like out in the
Oh,
blue.
my God.
Okay. I will admit, if Hillary Clinton dies of old age at 97, I won't be the biggest going, well, she was a good woman.
Bro,
she was a good woman. I'd be like, you know, I don't, let me tell you right now, I don't give a fuck because she's a 97-year-old, you know, dumb bitch. I don't fucking care about that. But and we're back. I'm so sorry.
Do we need to start over?
No, we don't need to start over. Okay. I just ranted on how much I hate podcasting just from Jacob because well, I just talk in the mic and I'm good. Well, there's other things going on here, Jake. Let me just start the recording and I'll just do this on the video thing. So, all right, you ready? Yeah. No, keep going.
All right, so Charlie Kirk, he's passed away. What are your thoughts?
No, we're not going to restart the whole segment.
We're not.
I got
Okay.
the segment completely done. But yeah,
No, I was saying we've had this test before. I mean, Janet Reno, I'm like, don't let the door hit you.
yeah, that part I'm like, okay, I can understand that part. I'm talking about a full-on horrific assassination attempt, like where someone didn't slip down some stairs and it's like,
Right.
that's okay, I don't care. But when someone's shot in cold blood and like the other part is, you get all like the I told Jacob about an incident I had while just trying to the lightest of an argument with a person I went to high school with, and I like regretted it immediately. And I think Jacob had the greatest response, going like, that little argument you had, that's not a real person. That's just like an NPC first. Like they just, they just rattled off some stuff that I had already seen on the internet going, well, he said, gun violence is an acceptable amount for the Second Amendment. So, like shrug your shoulder emoji. And I'm kind of like, okay, but that kind of still sucks, right?
It's regurgitating what the TV told you to think.
Yeah. And I don't think I don't know. It was a very shooking, the shooketh of a moment happened last week.
All right, I have two things I want to say before I forget.
Go ahead.
One, why Charlie Kirk? I mean, I'll admit, like I've told you, I didn't watch a whole lot. I knew of Charlie Kirk. I've seen his stuff in passing, but dude, I've watched,
you probably watched way more now. That's even funnier.
Oh, a combined amount more than I have in my life.
A lifetime in a week is how much?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, a ton, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, if this was Nick Fuentes, I'd be like, that's really fucked up. But okay, I kind of see why they picked him. I don't understand. There's not one thing Charlie Kirk has said or done that makes me think, yeah, I can see why if they wanted to kill somebody on the right, it would be him.
Well, that's your ignorance talking, is what it is. But here, I had actually came up with this theory really soon after, because I had that same kind of thought, but then it kind of came to me pretty quick. Why a Charlie Kirk? Is because he's good. He's like,
okay, good as in what? He has a mass reaching.
He is good at this. He is good. I mean, on a Wednesday during the day in fucking bumfuck Utah, he brought out a bunch of people. Okay, do you know how fucking scary that is to if you're talking about the overlords and wherever, the Democrat overlords looking at this going, holy shit, this fucking kid is killing us, on this reach.
Okay, but I'm going to argue back with that, and it's actually the second thing that I was going to say. I'm going to tell you why that's bad thinking, because killing him just made him infinitely times more powerful.
Well, absolutely. We've already seen some of those things where if JFK would JFK, if he wasn't shot, he'd probably be kind of a dipshit president in the 80s and 90s, just kind of like he'd live long enough to become the villain. Yeah, kind of a Bill Clinton kind of thing. Like, hey, and then same with like MLK. Would he just turn into Jesse Jackson, just a rambling, dumb idiot, like with that type of thing? Like, right, you become kind of it just naturally comes with the assassination, and you. It
was like in Star Wars when they killed Obi-Wan Kenobi, and
Okay.
and like people on the Empire were happy about it, except for Darth Vader because he knew.
Wow.
Like that's the thing. Like if I was a leftist freak, right? I would like to think I would have enough, awareness and foresight to say, what have we done?
Why did we kill him? Well, I don't think they exactly had that
No,
thought.
they're
thought-
living in the moment. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we shot him. The whole movement is now dead. Like that could not be further from the truth.
Yeah. Well, again, I think like if you, I think your Nick Fuentes thing is kind of an interesting because if he got shot, it would be a blip in the thing, and honestly, I don't think a lot of people would actually talk about it. Maybe so. I don't know.
I mean, not to this extent.
Not to this extent.
You wouldn't have people like normies, just not political activists, just everyday people out there retweeting Nick Fuentes.
Well, but with the way I say he's good, and also with his outreach, because and I wanted to talk about this too. Is his outreach was, I think a lot of people don't exactly remember. I did not go to college per se, but I do know of how the college atmosphere was in the, early aughts, mid aughts. It wasn't great to be a non-liberal student at a college campus. It
depends on your college.
It depends on the college, but a lot of colleges, even somewhat your more liberal colleges or conservative colleges, you do have a loud minority. But it was kind of a thing where being a conservative was kind of like, I don't really want to do that. Where I'm not saying,
you're
for
a redneck, backwards thinker.
You're basically like that. Where Charlie Kirk, say what you will, like people like, oh, you just listen to Charlie Kirk a lot. I'm like, Charlie Kirk was for 15-year-olds. No, I don't. I did not listen to Charlie Kirk. Like I always,
dude. Yeah, it's really funny because, like, Obama is like, all this extremism he preached, and somebody said, what extremism? He's basically an everyday married guy from 1997.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, this extremism of believing that there are two genders.
That's it. I mean, or you know what? I think, well, say what you say, Will, about the racism part. Is like he was like his big sticking point. And I think he kind of stole it from, Ben Shapiro, which we can talk about Ben later. But he was always going, the fatherless black children out in the world that's causing a lot of issues, and he thinks, those type of issues are kind of bad for the community. And I think a lot of what kind of came upon Charlie was just like a lot of common sense things that just were not allowed to be said on a college campus. And he, for some reason, made it cool. I would say, like, going back to Ben Shapiro, we're not truly big fans of Ben Shapiro. He tried to do that. He tried to do that thing, but he did it in a very cunty, shitty way to like boom, man, fucking knock that, college kid, which Charlie did do that. He made college kids kind of look dumb, but he did it in a really, like, I watched more of the videos where I kind of saw it in his eyes. He's like, I really despise this person a little bit, but I really still want to try to be as respectful as I can.
He did it with an unwavering enthusiasm of, maybe something I'll say today will
resonate,
plant in their head, and it may not be today, but in 10 years, maybe they'll, over time think, you know what? It might inspire, like, maybe I should just go read something I wouldn't have read yesterday before hearing Charlie Kirk talk.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm
change someone's mind in one day. He was trying to change someone's mind over the long run.
For sure. Okay. I think we're good with our Charlie Kirk chat. I mean, there's not really much else we can really
I
say.
mean,
say
we could honestly talk about it for
I mean,
hours.
we really could, and you could talk about the firings and all that other stuff. I don't know what to say. Sucks to be you. I don't really
I'll say-
care.
Only take action. You run a company, okay? You're not concerned with necessarily what you personally believe in as much as you are what's good for business. So if good for business is shunning the actions that these liberals are taking, then that signals where we stand in, the culture war, whichever side of that you're on.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we can use the biggest example. It's ABC, right?
Yeah.
And you can say what you want about, well, Kimmel was costing them money anyway, okay? But they're in his place. They're running a 1-hour memorial of Charlie Kirk. If they thought it would be more beneficial to them as a company to have on Don Lemon for an hour to talk about why Charlie Kirk was actually a bad guy, they would do that.
They absolutely would. So that's what kind of, I mean, we've been around for.
I was shocked. I was shocked that they were like, oh, liberal ABC. ABC's not liberal. ABC's in the business of making money, and right now you make money by appealing to the conservatives, and that's something I haven't seen since, I don't know, before I was even paying attention to politics.
No, it's definitely quite a change, because I wouldn't have thought, something like that would have ever happened. And yeah, okay. So let's move on. If we're going to talk about, I mean, let's talk about this Kimmel thing just for shits and gigs, because, because I had a long argument with KT and Mr. Dan about a lot of these, and I think maybe a lot of it's kind of not making sense, or I'm looking at like I'm kind of inconsistent or a hypocrite, which is valid.
I mean, I don't know why you wasted your energy.
I don't either.
I mean, dude, they showed their hand last week when they celebrated the shooting. Yeah. They don't care about your argument or what you have to say. They just at the best, they just want you to shut up and let them win.
Yeah.
And they'll go as far as actually killing you. They don't care about your reasoning. They don't care about your consistencies, your principles. They use that against you when convenient, but they don't care.
Yeah. And I think that's it. I used to do that whole thing where I would, I like to be the little clever libertarian that I am and kind of go, well, I know that I actually disagree with this person, but I believe that they should, okay, I think those days are pretty much done on my side. I don't want to defend anyone who wouldn't even defend a shred of what I would believe in for 1 second. I don't care. And
exactly.
And I would say, and I'll get back to that last part later, as far as kind of the repercussions to what Republicans could probably run into down the road, which is valid. But I don't
if they ever win an election again.
It's true. But, it does seem that way sometimes, where you're like, I don't think Democrats will ever win again. Because they can't help themselves in the shit that they do, where like Charlie Kirk getting shot. Everyone kind of, here's what you probably should have said. Wow, that sucks. Like, okay, that sucks. And you could have done the whole, I mean, either from Barack Obama or Kamala Harris is just going to like, the political, it's no violent, all that kind of bullshit, who they don't really fucking care at the end of the day. They don't care. They only care about if they get shot. Like, they would, If 10 more Charlie Kirks get shot tomorrow, they would be like, I believe violence, da-da-da-da-ba-dee-ba-dee. And they're like, they don't really fucking care. They don't, I mean.
No, they would find a way to spin it. It's Trump,
Yeah, he's fomenting.
making everybody crazy. Trump's making everybody crazy, so this is what you get.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I think again, like I'm done defending these people. Now, I do think there is an issue with some of the FCC things, but I
don't care.
I don't think I care because I mean, at the end of the day, I hope they do this, and I know they won't because I don't know how. Maybe they had the foresight, but I would do this, whatever it is, and then roll the ladder up so no one can get back up. I mean, the reason that they're even doing this is because a precedent has been made in the past. Maybe not so much with the FCC or whatever, but, if it's, Chuck Schumer, reaching out to Fox News saying you need to fire Tucker Carlson for posting.
I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Roseanne Barr has been hot on Twitter today.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, now that just seems silly now.
Did you see where she quote tweeted Obama saying, maybe it's Michelle. It's like, why don't you tell everybody about how you and your husband called the president of my company and had me fired? If you want to talk about government overreach.
Well, the only issue with that, I mean, they may have, but they weren't in the government, so that's the only issue.
Mean, still.
They theoretically they had.
Oh, and dude, we could do a whole pod on how the Biden administration weaponized the media.
Yeah. I mean,
he was there during the lockdowns.
So,
and everything.
Excuse me if I really, I mean, my
kicker just missed a field goal.
Not to get into like a full on Stephen A. like meme, but we don't care. You want to do they're doing this. We don't care. Now, I hate to have it. I don't like being that way, but how?
Well, okay, I'll tell you what you should do. You should care privately and flip them the bird publicly, because all they're doing is, like I said earlier, they're using your own principles against you to make you feel bad about yourself or what. I don't know, but they don't actually give a shit about any principle.
Yeah, I think
so. You can tell KT like, sucks to suck, buddy. How does it feel when the rabbit has the gun?
Yeah.
And then, when you're talking to your buddies, like, I don't really like what the government's doing here.
Okay. That part I do get. And I'm not trying to, I don't want to be that way, but it is a way of kind of like, I don't know, when these type of things were going on where government was having their overreach, I didn't hear any of these fucking people say a goddamn thing.
That's my point.
Yeah.
They don't care about the principle.
They don't care about it. It's about, well, it's like with anything. It's about power and over, it's all it is about the power. And they're out of power. So you start.
And I think they're in shock with how quick it's turning. Because if we'd have potted 2 weeks ago and you would have asked me to take the temperature of, just society and culture, I would have a much different opinion than I do now.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the fact that we're even truly podcasting a kind of political podcast in some way,
right?
As Jacob was pretty much out for the last 3 years, I think.
Oh, I've been
maybe 4 or 5, but
pretty checked out.
And I'm not saying I don't think Jacob's re-engaged, but I know some people, man, they're engaged. Where I was like, oh, okay, well, they're in. That's cool.
Well, it's not that I'm so much, still in the same position. I'm just like, well, what can I really do?
No, yeah.
Except, I mean, I don't know, man. I'd have to collect my thoughts on that one if you want to ask what can I really do, because everybody has a sphere of influence. You can minimize it or over exaggerate it, but everybody has a sphere of influence.
Okay. So then going back to that argument that we had, I mean, I posted all this. I didn't know if you had seen all of it. I didn't have this potted up, but you know, I wouldn't say Kimmel's the exact like, oh my gosh, we need to have free speech at all times kind of type of guy. You know.
Well, we can have a civics debate over the free speech aspect, but
okay, here's Kimmel when
Fox News has severed bow ties with Tucker Carlson. After all these years, they are parting ways, which means he was fired. I mean, that's really what parting ways means. Tucker couldn't be reached for comment. He's already on a plane to Moscow to meet with his manager. But what a shock. I mean, what an absolutely delightful shock this is. Now Tucker can spend more time at home tanning his testicles and touching himself to that sexy green M&M. Sadly, he's probably not done poisoning.
Even his, like, you know.
Man, that guy sucks.
Yeah, it's like his shot. Dude, Johnny Carson, I sure wish was fucking alive right now. Just kind of watch, because they were posting some clips of, you know, he's like, I don't want to get into this type of shit where I'm kind of the bearer for, you know, political sensibilities and stuff like that. Like, that's not what I want to do. I'm here to make people laugh. That's what I'm here to do. And,
right.
And he's doing these joke things, and I'm like, oh my God, what a dog shit joke right there. Like, boo.
Dude, there's a whole thing about I guess US Aid was giving these media companies money. And it's like, man, no wonder we were force-fed all this political woke bullshit in all of our TV shows and everything else. And then it's suddenly US Aid goes away, and now it's like, woo, man.
Yeah, that's
not sure these shows are bringing in the money. It's like nobody actually wanted this crap. It was being force-fed to us.
That's what's kind of funny is like, I can't believe this political overreach. As the political overreach came in, like, it was more quiet. People like the overreach when it's quiet. They don't like when it's loud going, you're dumb, you're out of here, fuck you.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're not allowed to do that. You're supposed to do See, that's what's funny about Trump, is Trump does it in a way that's loud and brash, where, you know, Obama comes in and goes, hello, I'm just regular, you know, how you doing? And behind closed doors, he's a
tan suit.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Tan
Oh,
suit.
that's the big. It's like, dude, he's the biggest scumball in the back rooms. He's
Obama's biggest controversy was he wore a tan suit.
Yeah, I can't. That's so. That if someone brings up the tan suit, they're not a real person. That's
that is NPC.
I've never in life heard someone go, "Well, his only thing was a tan suit." I would have been like, I would just like poke them and like, you're not a real person. Right?
Yeah. You haven't blinked in over a minute.
Oh my God. Okay, I think we've I don't know. I don't know what else to put onto this. I'm sorry, and I guess on the Musers, I only saw that you know, they had a big rant about this, and you know,
oh God.
And again, dude, I'm sorry. We don't fucking give a shit anymore. I'm sorry.
Well, everybody reaches a breaking point, right?
Yeah.
So when you're beaten over the head by this crap year after year after year after year, it gets to the point where it's like, well, if I just stand up and say, screw this, how much worse can it get? Because I'm already pretty sick and tired of the way things are now.
Yeah. Yeah. But all right. I think we're good. With
You're really trying to get to Cuban.
Dude, have you listened to much of this at all?
I heard TC and Jake talk about it.
Really?
And to tell you the truth, I wasn't terribly interested, but maybe you can change my mind. I'm here to have a dialogue.
I don't really think I actually do have much on this because I would have to pile through all the audio and all this other stuff. But what the funny part is from it, it's damning. I mean, I say it's damning. Like, is anybody actually going to do anything about, them using this? So, okay, let's go back to the Pablo Torre, which, by the way, I totally thought his name was Pablo Torres, but apparently it's Torre, which somehow is gayer. I don't know what it is. But have you ever known of this Pablo? I guess he used to work at ESPN. I don't know much about him.
I never heard of him until this.
Really? Okay. I'd heard things of, he has a podcast that's kind of blowing up, quote unquote. And I think this is probably, I don't know what it is, but I find sports journalism a lot funner than like real journalism. Like I'm talking about someone going to Afghanistan and, doing all the reporting. That's cool and all, but something about sports reporting, like I'm talking about journalism. I'm not talking about what fucking David Moore and fucking Evan Grant do. That's journalism, which is just
No,
I
don't.
I'm talking about journalists as a fact of like going out and doing the fucking work. I'm talking about real ass work, which I don't know what it is. Do you happen to know like what the big deal is with, was that like an NGO too? Like, why don't we have money for reporters and all that other stuff or whatever? I mean, I'm talking about for, at newspapers, like the fucking Dallas Morning News. Like, they used to have 2 fucking papers in Dallas.
Yeah.
Well, actually, there's a new show called The Paper, which is a spinoff of The Office. I don't know if you saw that or heard about it.
Say it one more time.
The Paper. It's a spinoff of The Office. It's on Peacock.
Oh.
You don't have to say.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
So Ray is a huge Office fan, and I texted him and said, "I blame you for this shitty spinoff because you nostalgia freaks won't let The Office go."
Yeah. No, and I wanted to actually hate this show, but it actually is pretty good. But
there's no way.
It actually is really good. I'm not gonna lie. It looks
terrible.
I'm not gonna lie. It's fucking pretty good. It's funny. I think maybe it's just, or it could be my clamoring for like some type of comedic show on television. Like, there's just not really anything funny comedic wise as far as a series. It's just, it's Severance. That's not funny. In a way, it's funny, but not fully. But in the show, he's talking about the background of like his budget, and he's like, well, we still have people on the payroll who retired in 1991, so this kind of sucks. Like, you gotta think that there was a bunch of reporters. They had like 100 reporters in the office, and now they're all still pulling pensions from 1995 or something like that. So yeah, I mean, they kind of maybe fucked themselves in the end. I don't know. But Pablo Torre was doing this expose about Kawhi Leonard doing a $7 million a year no-show job with a sponsor that is affiliated with the Clippers. It's fucking great reporting the whole thing around. I think he's done 3 now. He did just do a podcast. Who was that one guy? What's that fucking one guy who used to be on ESPN? Dan Le Batard?
Yeah. Miami columnist.
Yeah, and I'm not a huge fan of him, but he's on the podcast and they're talking about it. It is what it is. But the podcast where they have Mark Cuban, who as soon as the reporting came out, he goes, "There's no way Brian Balmer," or whatever his name is. Brian Balmer? I want to say whatever, Balmer. no way Ballmer would be that dumb to do this. And Mark Cuban is
yeah.
Mark Cuban's just so dumb in the sense of he never saw any of the actual reporting. He just saw what the clip was. He didn't look at anything that Pablo had given him and just goes, nope, there's just no way. No way. Ballmer's just too smart, which is just kind of hilarious where a billionaire is going.
That's a bad defense.
Oh, it's so fucking retarded.
It's like he's not one of these dumb owners. He's the smart one that wouldn't do this.
He's super smart. Put that in the X. I can't do this.
Huh?
Put that in X.
Oh.
I can't do it off my text messages. But
Gotcha.
it's and the podcast that Mark Cuban had with Pablo Torre, did Jake and TC talk about that?
Yes, they did.
Did they talk about how embarrassing it was for Mark Cuban? And
I don't remember exactly. Sometimes I fall asleep while I'm listening, so that might have been one I didn't fully
I came away with it going, I think Pablo needs to just maybe bounce on this whole story and then go just investigate into the Mavs right now, because something's up with the way Mark Cuban's talking. He's like a bank robber or an ex-bank robber talking about a current bank robbery and going.
So I do remember this. They were talking about this is something we've all always wondered if owners do.
Oh, yeah.
And consider me part of that group. I'm like, what's ever stopping them from just like, I've always thought that with Jerry. Like, okay, Jerry is worth how much and he has a salary cap. Why can't you just pay these guys under the table and he can sign anyone he wants?
Which, by the way, through this whole thing, I kind of don't. It's funny. I'm listening to this whole thing, but I kind of don't care. Number one, I'm not a huge basketball fan. Number two, I think
that's kind of why I'm checked out.
I think
the NBA, I don't care.
I know it's just the fascinating of the whole scheme, the whole thing of it is fascinating. It's not anything to do with the basketball of it, and the whole thing of it as well. I think salary cap is absolutely retarded. It's dumb. It's antiquated, really, at this point. Because, what is it fucking, like, we already see what the EPL is. Does the EPL have a fucking salary cap?
No.
They don't have a fucking salary cap. Everything's fine.
No, they don't.
I don't know how, these athletic labor unions did such great work while basically butt-fucking themselves in a sense to, did someone came whenever LeBron was in his prime, he should have been making like $125 million a year or something like that.
Quite possibly the most underpaid athlete of all time.
Exactly. And he always took a max, but he should have been making so much more money. So I don't know. I just came around with going, and I'm like, this guy wants to be, or people are like touting Mark Cuban and I've always said he's the biggest dipshit I've ever seen become a billionaire. He's just so fucking dumb. Did you also see the Tucker Carlson Mark Cuban thing?
No.
Oh my God. Maybe I'll play that one. Did you send one that you had?
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you had seen this yet. I stumbled across this while on internet.com.
Can I actually play these? TikTok's a weird motherfucker, man. They get all weird. Oh, it is on. Okay. I have no audio.
I don't have audio.
I want audio.
This is wild. Some people online may think Garth Brooks is a serial killer, and I have gone down the rabbit hole because some of the stuff is definitely bizarre.
No. We'll get back to that for a second.
What do you mean old? It came out like a day ago.
That's an old theory that he's a serial killer, and this thing's kind of reviving it because there's a he travels all over the country. And there are murders all the time, all over the country, and they go, "Well, he was in this day." I saw 2 seconds of that, and I go, This is dumb and retarded. And Jacob brings
I
it
don't know,
to
man.
me.
I don't know.
That's so funny.
So, are you saying Tom Segura on his podcast is just ripping off old material? Like,
No, I think he was the one who. No, it was even longer than that before Tom Segura did that.
bro, Google it. Like, everything being written about it is like a day or two old, and the podcast is just a day or two old.
Yeah. Let's play this one, which is Mark Cuban talking to.
Mark, let me ask you a question. What's your take on whether we should be sending money to Ukraine or not? Were you in favor of that?
Man, they need it.
I mean, honestly, I don't have a good answer. You know, I can make an argument both ways, and half my family's Ukrainian.
By the way, dumb answer. Just off the bat. This guy, I know they're all like, oh, Trump's so stupid. Anybody could be president. Man, I can tell you right now, Trump would develop a much better answer than this fucking dumb shit.
From my grandparents, and so ways, and half my family's Ukrainian from my grandparents, and so personally, I think we should help.
What?
But I don't have a studied answer for you.
How much money have you sent to Ukraine?
None.
Oh, so what do you mean by we? You're the one whose family's from Ukraine. Like, why don't you send them $1 billion?
Because I'm trying to fix healthcare.
Why don't you fix their healthcare if you're like so deep? If you think we need to help, why don't you start? How about you first? Yeah. I noticed that's never like even an option for anybody. It's like, we need to help. That's not what charity is. Forcing other people to help is not charity.
Here's the good
vanity.
News. The good news is all the weapons were on loan lease. We're getting it back. And our dear president, Trump, has negotiated that we own half the mineral.
Okay, well, the thing's already happened. That guy came in sucking the air out of the room.
I thought he was joking. I thought he was making a joke.
He was.
We'll totally get those weapons back.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Yeah, he's just a dumb fucking guy. I don't know what it is. I feel like I have a Mark Cuban segment every episode we're on, because I know we do 2 episodes a year, but it's like he's so dumb. Okay, well, whatever. What else is on your TikTok?
Let's see. I came across this thing about Garth Brooks. Hold on, let me send you something.
Garth Brooks. How do you think that that's actually real? I mean, other than
dude, I've watched this 40-second clip on it, and I'm convinced.
Oh, you're what is do you know comedian Big J Okerson? He's like, I'm a YouTube video away from already believing another conspiracy. Like, that's every video he watches. He's like, he could watch a pro-abortion video. I'm now pro-abortion, and then he watched a pro-life video. I'm pro-life now. Like, just
I'm with you, fellas.
I'm just one video away from it all. So I don't know.
Did you get your reunion tickets yet?
Yeah, we were a 20-year reunion, and I have not. Are they available? Plenty. They sent out a message going, plenty of tickets available. Plenty.
No, that's not good. You're gonna have to keep me up to date. I'm not in the group.
Okay. I don't know. It does make me feel a little old, I guess. It is,
dude. Literally, like, so it's at Texas Live, and I'm like, all right, what's the worst that can happen? I watch college football at Texas Live.
Yeah, that's the rub.
I mean, the downside is limited.
No, for sure. I didn't want to talk about that at all.
No, that was supposed to be just a quick hit.
Okay, that was okay. Well, have we hit everything we were going to hit? Or
how's your fantasy football team doing?
Non-existent. So, and I haven't gotten calls from Charlie Kirk's team to take his over, so that's all good. So,
oh, well. Yeah, his wife's got that.
Oh fuck, 14-14.
She's taking over everything.
Well, who should I have?
Is she gonna be the first woman president?
No.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to talk about her speech or whatever, but just because it's kind of not, it's more for my private thing to be kind of like how I felt about it, you know. But in public, I'd be like, it's terrible. It's fucking terrible how she feels and what she's gonna go through and everything that's going on, and I'd be like, maybe in private, go, I don't know. It's okay speech.
Yeah.
It's okay. But I don't have
All right.
Think we hit it?
Yeah, let's call it.
Okay. And that's the last. We'll end the audio with you rapping. So I can't even remember what
Let's
it was.
not.
Okay.
I don't even remember this.
All right. Well, that was this is.
Let's let it disappear like the Charlie Kirk security footage.
Ooh. All right. We'll end it there.
We didn't even get to the conspiracy part of it, and we don't have time to now. But dude, it's like modern JFK.
Yeah, but we're only a week out, and we were already started on this. Like, you should watch the one guy who's shooting, and someone comes back.
Well, you got to admit it's shady as shit.
I think it's only been a week, and I think we'll have plenty of information within.
No, I actually think as time goes, we'll have less information.
Oh, that's true. It has been a year since Trump's assassination. I feel like I know less. Less now than
Stephen Paddock just kind of disappeared.
His brother got child porn charges, though. It's a good thing we got him down.
Yeah, I mean they're ticking off all the boxes. I mean, what the hell, dude? Like this guy and this old man admitted to being a diversion, and everybody's just like, "Huh? All right, what else?"
I'm up for it. I'm not against a good.
All right. I'll make you a deal.
I'm not opposing a good old conspiracy. I just need more.
All right. Let's shelve it for when Tyler commits suicide.
Well, we have the dates? We'll have to start a pool here soon.
But yeah, I was gonna say we should do a suicide pool.
He's gonna do a perp walk, and some guy's gonna come back and shoot him in the hallway or something like that.
That dude. Okay, yeah, maybe not suicide. That dude is not going to trial. I'll go ahead and if he goes on trial, then I'll be like, all right, maybe there's not as much smoke here as I thought.
Okay, really? Yeah, I feel like there'd be more smoke if he goes to trial.
Well,
if he doesn't go,
more would get I'm saying, like, if there's something to uncover, they're not going to let it go to trial.
Mm-hmm. Well, we will. How about we get our thinking caps with a little more than 1 week's worth of like death or whatever.
Yeah,
and we can get a little bit more.
No, I said we didn't have to get into it.
Like, I think they waited at least, to the 80s before they did JFK. So we got 1 week. I mean,
time moves fast, bro.
It fucking does.
I mean, we didn't even get to the peak of the poor girl in Charlotte before Charlie Kirk happened.
That's true. Yeah, I've not forgot her.
I see a tweet. Like every other day of somebody saying, "We haven't forgot about you. Just hang on. We'll get back to it."
I promise, we have not forgot about you. We
something came up, so just give us some time. We'll circle back to the whole Charlotte thing.
You think Charlotte's a rough area?
Yeah. I mean, I'll live there.
Going back to, I'm going to end it on this story. Jacob lived in Charlotte, right? That was Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you lived in Charlotte, and I spent the night.
Don't get me wrong, Charlotte's amazing. I just wouldn't be in downtown at night very much.
But yeah, I spent the night at your house, and I went to the airport early in the morning. I bounced out of your house, and as I'm driving down the road, there's this fat lady walking down the street and lifted her skirt, going, like, pointing at it. I was like,
"Yeah, you told me that."
I was like, I was like,
yeah, dude. I mean, I had a crackhead live next door to me. Or a crack dealer.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you this story?
No.
So this dude, I mean, he didn't care. He sat out on his front porch in a rocking chair. He was like an older guy, right? And cars would just roll up all day. Every 20 minutes, there's another car just rolling up. People walk into the house, and a few minutes later, they walk out of the house, and that just keeps going all day. So I come home from work, and I'm getting my dog out, and I just hear this pounding on my door. And I walked to the door and I kind of had like stained glass, like, that where it like fogged, So I couldn't really see out my front. But what I did see was a bloody handprint on the glass. Okay.
Holy shit.
And so she's screaming, I need help. And I just like took a second, took a deep breath. And I'm like, prepare yourself for what's about to happen. Because once you open that door, you're in it.
Now you're in
and
it.
You can't not open the door. Right. So I opened the door and it's, this lady, I don't even remember how old she was. Just say she was like in her 30s. But she was hysterical, crying. She had blood all over her, blood on her face, blood on her hands. And she's like, you got to help me. You got to help me. And I'm like, all right, come in. And at no point did I think like, am I getting set up here? Like, is this like a stage for a robbery? I mean, I was trying to stay in the moment and try to stay calm, but that did not occur to me, and maybe it should have. But so I let her in, and she's hysterical, and she's like, that man next door, he just threw me through his coffee table and started beating me up. And I said, okay, all right, come in. Let me get you a towel, because she was all, bleeding and everything. And I said, do you have your phone? And she said, no, it's in the house. And I said, okay, do you want me to call the cops? She said, no, please, whatever you do, don't call the cops. I said, okay, is there somebody you do want to call? And she said, yeah, hold on. And I gave her the phone, and, she does her thing. And I was like, do you feel safe to leave? And she's like, yeah, I'm gonna walk down. My friend's gonna pick me up. I'm like, okay. And that was the end of it.
Hold on, I was literally in the moment. I was going, somebody you want to call? Well, usually I call my drug dealer, but
yeah, that's right.
That's not an option at this point.
So that was the end of it, or so I thought. About a month later, I get home from work and I parked out on my street, and I'm walking up, down the sidewalk to my house, and hey, there go that white boy right there. That guy that helped me. And I look over, she's back at the crack dealer's house.
Jesus Christ.
And she goes, thank you so much for that day. Well, oh, we good now. We good. But thank you. And I'm like, thumbs up. I just thumbs up. I'm like, well, glad to hear it.
I mean,
so I need a follow-up. I need a current follow-up on
honestly,
those two lovebirds.
It sounds like brother had to smack a bitch, and you know what? That comes with the territory in the drug game, so.
Yeah, I mean,
and she got over it very fast because
that's my Charlotte Hood story. I mean, look, my house, it was like on a nice neighborhood, but like every third house was like a trap house.
Yeah, no, and again, you don't go that far. I wasn't that far from your house where there was a fat, ugly.
No, I was like a quarter mile outside of downtown or so.
Yeah,
like I'd walk downtown.
I was literally down this, not even a half a minute away from your house. There was a big fat prostitute. So
yeah.
That's
no. I mean, look, Charlotte it's very divided. It's either really, really nice or it's not.
Yeah,
and that poor girl got the not.
Well, I would say
the poor girl on the train. I mean,
oh god damn! Isn't it like if she was a Madden football player, like in her stats, like awareness would be like 2? Like
so somebody pointed this out. She came from an all-white country where she never had to gain that awareness.
Oh, I agree. I'm not. Well, I mean, it's just
not to say there's not like crime in the Ukraine. Of course there is, but
I had a sense of like, I bet she had nice liberal tendencies, and when I'm sorry, sometimes you probably. I'd heard something where when this liberal woman was talking about a trial that she was a juror on, and she was totally liberal, but in the jury was this guy raping this lady, and the reason why it even happened is because she did not want to be perceived so much as racist, to go, oh, I'm going to go walk across the street, or I'm going to go to another cart.
Yeah.
where it's not you being racist, it's just a self-preservation type of thing. Like, I don't fucking know you from anybody. Like, where you can basically, use your sensibilities against you in your survival. So okay, well, let's finish up and see if this Buffalo can. What the hell is going on? Thank God I didn't pick Buffalo in my Survivor League. So please pray for the Packers and who else did I pick?
I'm glad I didn't wager on this game. I looked at the line and said, man, it feels like a trap because it is the NFL. Now, Buffalo might score 28 in this half.
But it is one of those things.
But the NFL, man, I get scared of any big line in the NFL.
Well, I think
in fact, the safe play is to take the underdog.
Oh, absolutely. And sometimes I do get stuck in a track where, but then there's like last week, I think, did the Ravens drub these motherfuckers? It was like a high school game.
No, it was actually the Bills beating who they beat?
The Browns?
Shit, golly. No, it was, hold on, give me 1 second. It was
if only we had this thing called the internet.
Lions. It was the Lions drumming the Bears. That's what it was.
Yeah. Who was the fifth? No. Yeah, Lions drove. Yeah, that was fucking crazy. I mean, you think of those things, that's like okay, Ravens did drub the fucking Browns too, 41-17.
Oh, okay. The only thing I knew about that game is Derrick Henry only had 22 yards rushing. So,
dude, fantasy football has ruined fucking football. I'm gonna say that right now. It's so fucking dumb. I didn't watch that game, but I just saw this fucking dumb, minute stat that just somebody didn't do anything.
Dude, people are like, fantasy football's fun because it gives you, something to cheer for outside of your team on Sundays. In reality,
you ever heard of
I'm
gambling?
over here like pissed off every Sunday.
Well, that's why. Just go
throw the ball to Drake London. What are we doing?
That's why I don't do it. I have not played fantasy football since 2011 when one of our buddies was doing a thing and he like the day after we drafted, he did like 20 trades and I'm like, are you fucking playing us? Like in a way of like he was gaming the system. I'm like, fuck this. Fucking didn't do anything. I was like, I'm done. I still don't think I'm friends with him anymore over that. I don't know why that was.
I was in a league with do you remember Joey Fagan?
That was the one I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm still not fucking friends with him.
He kicked me out because he thought I was cheating. Because I was destroying the league.
He's the biggest cheater of them all. He is a fucking asshole. And I hope he hears this. Don't play.
He's just at home minding his own. A new episode of Another Dumb Podcast dropped.
What's this? Oh, yeah. What the fuck? Sorry, man. You're a fucking shitty person.
They're talking about the reunion. I had so much fun at mine last year.
Yeah. No, you're a fucking shitty. Like, there's integrity with things. You can't fucking just game the. I don't know what he was even doing. Was he like trading?
Are you sure this wasn't me? Because he accused me of this. I don't remember. I was doing something on free agency. I don't remember what.
No, he did something like where he like I woke up one morning and he had like 10 trades, and I'm like, what? With who? And I was like, it was somebody else. And I'm like, is this even a real person? Like I was like, did you make a fake person? Or like he made a deal with somebody else, and I'm like no, I'm not playing.
They were like, it was one of those leagues where it's like there's 10 people and 7 of them auto drafted and hadn't checked their team at all. So he's like, hey man, just get on, if you remember your password, get on there and and accept this trade.
yeah. I'm like, no, that's fucking bullshit. I that's why I don't. I think I played.
Well, if you get in a good league, it's fun. It's fun to compete with guys who are all really trying.
If they have a good commissioner, that's what you need. Is a commissioner who goes, "Oh, that's fucking bullshit." Like, no, we're not fucking doing this. But we had a shitty fucking commissioner.
We definitely do. I've been in the same league with some college friends since I think we started in 2015.
See, I think that's cool. So I think that's cool.
We do the punishment. It's $100 buy-in, so it's a giant ass reward you just get second. And it's hyper competitive. Like I listen to these podcasts and they're like, this guy's available in 91% of leagues, so go get him. And it's like, they're always gone. Somebody's always on top of everything. And it's extremely hard to get even like the slightest free agent that might be good.
That's the worst part. What is like Matt Berry or what's his name? Matthew Berry?
Nah, dude. Yeah, that's the ESPN guy. Nobody.
I'm saying like he's made a career out of fantasy. I'm like, boo, fuck off. Like that's not a real thing.
Well, you can't measure his actual,
Yeah, it's like he's not wrong. It's not like he's picking games.
Right.
Like, I don't know. He's
just a line item on the.
I just gave you 5 players. That's all I did. I just gave you 5 players. It's like fuck off. Okay. All right. Well, I'm done.
All right, man. I gotta go.
All right. Thank you. See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Is it over? Okay. All right. See ya.